Hello, everyone. Iain MacMillan here, and joining me today on behalf of FedEx Air and Ground Awards is Pro Football Hall of Famer, one of the greatest NFL players of all time, Jerry Rice. NFL fans can vote weekly for the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week awards on X via the NFL published polls at NFL, on NFL.com, and on the NFL mobile app all season long. Jerry, let's start right there. I understand there have been some exciting new changes to the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week awards. What can you tell us about that?
We have receivers and tight ends, baby.
Yes.
And I know they already had, quarterbacks and running backs, but I'm excited that we're part of it now. But this one wide receiver award is the only one that I missed out on. And the fans can go to NFL.com/FedEx to vote. And man, I was so excited because week 3, one of my idols that plays for, Jawan Jennings, he won it. He won the award and stuff like that. So I'm happy to be a part of this with FedEx.
Yeah, exciting times. Now that we're getting wide receivers in the FedEx award, can we now, Jerry, get wide receivers back in the conversation for NFL MVP, or is that award just kind of become a quarterback award? Because let's get wide receivers back in the mix for that award as well.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you, last year, Super Bowl, if we had won that Super Bowl, I'm thinking that Jawan Jennings, he would have been the most valuable player because what he did during that football game. But, I feel like we're in a position we have to be exceptional on the football field. We have to make plays, for our team to win. And you look at the list of guys, like JJ, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, all of those guys. And I really enjoyed doing this ad with Deebo Samuel with FedEx. Because I was like, hey, man, you know what, man, you better get going because the tight ends, they know now, man. So the word is out, You got to put up outstanding numbers to be voted for this NFL award.
I think we got to get receivers back in the mix for NFL MVP as well. I mean, obviously everyone knows about 87. When a lot of people think he should have won it, I think he should have won it. I also think there was a strong argument for you to win it back in 1995 as well. So let's get the receivers back in the mix here. I'm glad FedEx has taken a strong first step, adding them in this Air and Ground Awards, the weekly award as well.
So that's why it's important for the fans to vote and do all this. Voting is from Monday through Wednesday. So let's go, man. And you know what? It was amazing to play on that big stage, doing Super Bowls and just have that opportunity to have people to have that conversation. Like, maybe this guy, he might be the most valuable player. And I remember in 85, as a rookie, when I won my first Super Bowl, I was running around. I was running around like a little kid on the football field because my teammates, they wanted to celebrate with me, but they couldn't catch me because that was my first Super Bowl. So, yeah, man, it's special.
I want to ask you, Jerry, about the style of playing the NFL nowadays, because it wasn't that long ago. I think kind of a decade ago was maybe at the peak when Peyton Manning threw for like 5,500 yards, where the passing game kind of exploded. We've now kind of seen that regress a little bit in recent years, especially this year. I know there's been a significant downtrend even in passing touchdowns this season. A lot of people are pointing towards defenses playing too high safeties now. Is that the cause of kind of a little bit of a regression in the passing game nowadays? Or what are your overall thoughts on kind of the evolution of the passing game over the past number of years?
I think with the run pass option, and this is just my opinion, everything is way too congested. Everything is too tight. You don't have those big lanes for big play opportunities. I would love to see football just go back to spreading the field out. So you can get those big play opportunities on the outside, or even, with the offensive line being able to, widen their splits just a little bit. But everything is so congested now, and it's the run pass option. I think maybe the NFL, they wanted to change the game where like in college football, this is what you see, the run pass option. So now all of a sudden, the players that, come into the NFL, they already know the scheme.
Right.
So, they don't have to sit and wait maybe a year or two before they become a starter. And they wanted those guys to get acclimated and be able to play as quickly as possible. But I'm still the old guy. I would like to spread the field out.
Does this new style of football, where we're kind of going back, like you said, to the run pass option, the running game's kind of taken over a little bit, does now give you a little bit of relief knowing all your records now look even more safe than they did 10 years ago? Because 10 years ago, when quarterbacks were throwing for 5,500 yards, I mean, who knows? But now that your records look as safe as ever.
Records are meant to be broken. But the thing is, guys, I was able to also not play. Well, I was also able to play when I was not completely healthy.
Right.
Let's say that, and still be productive on the football field. So it would take that type of player to break records. You got to be able to you got to be willing to play, if you're not 100%. And I don't think you're going to see that in football anymore. And you seeing a lot of bubble screen, little short passes. We didn't throw that many short passes back in the day. It was always downfield.
Yeah, that's a great point you brought up because, excuse me, nowadays in professional sports, we are seeing guys not kind of play through injuries as much. And, even to a different extent, NBA, they're proactively taking games off to try to stay healthy. Do you think that's the right move for professional sports moving forward, where if guys feel any kind of injury whatsoever, they should take a game off? Or are you kind of more of a fan of it was back in your day where you just kind of play through injuries? As long as you can kind of even jog, you're going to be on the field playing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's just my perspective. I felt like I owed the fans.
Right.
So it's up to those guys to decide, if they want to, step on the field or if they don't want to step on the field. But I just felt like I owed the fans. I wanted to earn my money and I wanted to help my team to win. So it's a different thing, different type of scenario now. But I enjoyed the game of football and I enjoyed going out there fighting every football game, even if I was not 100%.
Now, we talked about how the game overall in the passing game has evolved over the past number of years, but what about the wide receiver position specifically? Now, I know you mentioned, back in the day, maybe not as many short passes now, but in terms of how the receiver position is played, has it changed that much from when you played in the NFL?
Yeah, because there's not that much focus on route running anymore.
Interesting.
So, and it's like, I think still the creativity is there, and you got to be able to somehow try to read man or zone. And if it's zone, you got to sit down in the hold. If it's man to man, you got to continue to run. But it's it's a whole different scheme now.
Let's talk about your 49ers. Obviously, looking to bounce back from that Super Bowl loss last year. What do you think they need to do to kind of get over the hump? Because, I mean, there are a few people who know how to win a Super Bowl better than you do, Jerry. What do the 49ers now need to do to bounce back from that loss? Because, I mean, they got as close as you possibly can get overtime in the Super Bowl. How do you bounce back to get back to that same spot and this time win it this season?
You can bounce back by this coming weekend. We got the Chiefs. We got to beat the Chiefs. And it goes back to when Dallas, they took away so many Super Bowls for us. They beat us. And I think it was 2 or 3 times. And it just hurt so bad. We just knew that we had to beat them. And we were able to do that. Then we went on to win the Super Bowl. So it's going to be a great test this weekend. And we got to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a unique situation because obviously it's not. It is kind of rare for there be a Super Bowl rematch the next season with how kind of rare you play those teams in the other conference. You brought up how kind of in your career the Cowboys kind of played that role. Talk about just how big of a moral victory it would be for the 49ers to get past the Chiefs this weekend? Does that then kind of catapult them into the rest of the season to give them the confidence that this can be their year?
It sort of sends a message that, yeah, they could be beat.
Right.
Because right now you can't say that. And the Chiefs are, they're undefeated also. So, this is going to be a true test this weekend. I'm expecting the fans to come out to be loud, be like that 12th man. And we just got to find a way. And, I'm excited about this opportunity, though, because and I think the players know how important this game is. And they're going to pour their heart into it, and the fans going to be in it. I'll be there supporting them 100%, and we got to get this victory this weekend over the Chiefs.
Now I want to ask you one last question here before I let you go, and if it's okay, Jerry, I kind of want to switch sports for this one question because I don't know if you can see my background here. I got golf balls over one shoulder. I got a golf flag over my other shoulder. I know you are a big fan of golf, you compete in golf all the time. And what is it about the sport of golf? Once again, not to change sports on you here, but that attracts not only great athletes, but in my opinion, great competitors. And, you being a big one, Michael Jordan being a great one. What is it about golf that brings out kind of that competitive side of people that really drives people towards that sport?
I think golf, you can't master golf. Another thing is you can't blame anyone else. You can't, because right. you can go out and play and it's not like Montana is carrying my bag or making my decisions on the golf course. It's up to me. So I feel like it's the greatest game ever. The camaraderie, the relationships that you can build, and you can always play the course also by yourself.
Well, thank you so much for. Oh, sorry.
No, you can always play it by yourself, and I find it to be the most challenging game ever.
It certainly is. I'm tackling it every weekend. Thank you so much for your time, Jerry. I really do appreciate it. NFL fans can vote weekly for the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Week awards on X via NFL published polls at NFL and NFL.com. Get some votes for some receivers in there. Let's get receivers back in the mix for this award. Let's get them back in the mix for MVP.
And give the receivers some love, all right?
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Take care and good luck to the 49ers.